Hello everyone. Today we would like to introduce you the latest version of warehouse management system from SATO, which we call SWMS. This software, after it is open, it will display you on the screen for the login page. And in this page, you are required to key in the user and password in order to access to the software correctly. In this presentation, we are using 11 as a username and a password at the same time for logging in. So if you're worried that your password is incorrect, you can easily press this button to check whether your password is correct or not before logging in. So let's go to the software. After login, the program actually displays you the main menu. So let's get started with our explanation. So we start the first with inventory menu. So we have 8 functions under 4 submenu to explain. Start with printing label, receiving function. Then come the issue function in order to issue the product. And the last one for operation is delivery function. Next is the function under the management submenu. There's stock taking function and transfer location function. These two functions would help you to check your stock and to move your item. And the last one is a report. Stock report. This function is about checking the movement of the stock by report. And the last one is view history. This function is about checking your report, your transaction from your start use of the software. So here comes the next tab, the master. Start with the user management. This is all about managing user level and permission by each authentication. The next one is product master. This one is used to keep the detail for each particular product. The next one is about location master, and this is used for identifying the location in the warehouse. And the last one is about customer and vendor, to keep the information of the customer and our vendor information and detail. And come the next menu is about extra. We only have a planning menu in terms of interfacing to the ERP, which will not be included in SATO warehouse management system, but it's only available for the customized package. So we could develop software according to the customer requirement. And the last one is about help. In this menu, we would actually can check about information by the About button. In this, you can check the version information, also the contact information if you need the help from them. Then this is the data. The next one is about the software folder. This function is used for finding the folder of the software and also detail and information. We also include that in this folder as well. The next one is the edit label. This is used for editing the label design, which is used for attaching on the product item. And the next one is about the skin. So you usually can select the skin as your screen color, the skin type, the design of your skin as you wish. You can typically key down and then find the way the screen you want. And here comes the last one, is about the manual, like a user manual guide. In this particular menu, you can use it to search or to find how to use the software by your own way if you're missing some information. So you can just press this button and they show you an information as a PDF file as the primary information for you to search. And also you can easily click add the content and then remove yourself to that content particularly. Then you can just explore the information and how to use it properly. And once you understand, you can use it. So let's talk about the master function for this software. How does it work? Start with the user management function. This menu is used to create user and permission of the user level. We can define the function accessibility from user permission. Some can be accessible for just self, some can be accessible logistic, or whatever you want to define for the department. About how to use, so we will start how to create the user. So we start clicking on the user type button. Then after you click, the software will show you about the user type, which will show you about the user type name and the permission to identify for that user type. So you can match it the way you want. Like you can decide the accessibility on this user permission. On the user type name, you can always add up and remove all the time. And nevertheless, all the user type management will be managed under the admin. We will not allow the user to change the permission by themselves at the software policy. So let's see how to add the user type. So start by clicking at the add button. Then the software will display the window for adding new user type name on the screen. For example, this case we will create a new name. For example, add as test, T-E-S-T 001. Then after complete, press the OK button to confirm adding. Then you will see the test 001 will be on the list of the user type name. And underneath the user type name, we have about permission to set. Currently, the test 001 doesn't have any setting for the permission. So now we can start to define the permission. We check on handy terminal for handy terminal using, and then we click on the master function to use the function of the master. Then we go for add data, edit data, delete data, like we are adding the ability for the user test 001. So now the user under test 001 can use the handy terminal master function add data, edit data, and delete data by themselves. Moreover, we check on the receive, issue, delivery, move location, and also we allow the user to do the stock taking under test 001 as well. The function return is enabled as well. Check on the report to see the report information. And here comes the permission about the admin function. This function will let this test 001 can do all the function about setting, about changing information in the software, like 100% at what admin can do. And the last one is the stock adjust. This function is allow you to balance the stock by yourself if they are not balanced in the report after you check. And then we save and we click OK. Then our user will appear on the list. And after we check that our test 001 is on the list, then the next step we place a new button to start keying in information for this user. So we have name, user ID, password, department, and user type. So let's get started with the name. We create 2 and 2, or maybe it doesn't make sense, so we might change to test space 22, and the user will use 22. Password is 22 as well, and don't forget to check your password is correct or not. So then here comes the department. We create like a SE as a system engineer, and here comes the user type. We select test 001 as we create. So then let's come and check about this data. This is used to allow and not allow the user to be used in the software. For example, we should lock this if there are some stuff need to take a very long holiday, so we are not sure that there are some other people use this account, so we can easily lock this account, so it's no one gonna use this during the time that he take the holiday. And then after finish, we click save to confirm adding this permission on this user. Then we close the program to test. So we're using 22 for username and password, and then log in. In this window, it shows that I have been logging in my account, but I didn't sign out for the last time. So the software it show us the warning message as a window pop up. So we can just press OK and wait for the result. Then the software will open up with our user test22, and we also are admin, and we can use the full function of admin under the test22 user. Then in case we want to delete the test22, it will not allow you to delete your own user because you are logging in, but test22 are allowed to delete other account user. So then we get back and try to lock the permission on our own account and sign out. And then we will try that which is this user can be logging in again or not. Then it is not allowed to log in because this user has been locked. So we used another account to log in. So then we go back to the master again. Then next we're going to talk about the location master. About the location master, we use to define the location or design the location in the warehouse, which the system can show you where is your item is located in the warehouse. So we can select the location within this function. This menu we actually can create the location by the user following with their design warehouse, and also unlimited. And by the location we also keep the information, the description as we have on the screen. First one is warehouse, which we can really have more than one warehouse in the different places. For one factory, they might have more than one warehouse. That means A warehouse and B warehouse in one factory. And the next one we are talking about zone. So you can have a front, rear zone, inside, freezing. And the next one is about location ID, which is this one is required to be unique information in the system. So it will not be any duplicate data happen on the system. For the location ID, the location ID is the information which is used for the scanner to scan and get that data to check whether the item on that location is correct or not. And if it is correct, so it will show on the screen that your item is correct. But if it is not, there are some caution to show that your item is not in this location, or this location is not for your item. So next is about location name. As the name is shown, it's like just for the location name, it's the name of the location. So we can type the name. Then it's a location description. This part, location description, we use to just get some information from user to identify the location. That's what it is. And the last one is the status. From the system we provide user for 4 kinds of the status. First one is freeze, second is in and out. For freeze, it means that you cannot move your item from this location because it is freezing. So that means it have to be completely cannot move. The next one is in. This is used for incoming only. And the next one is in out. It means that you can do the incoming and also outgoing. And the last one is out. It just allow you to make an outgoing item only. In function of this location function can import the data, and as I have told you, the locations label, we use this function to design the label and edit the label as well. So moreover, you can also show the preview before you print. So this one will be making the user use the software very easy. And also in the location, so you can see the current QTY in that location if you are in use. The next one is about customer and vendor. Now will be just record to use for customer and vendor database. At this function, the code will be created and also the name, address 1, address 2, address 3, type, country, status for customer and also the vendor. Here comes the products master. In this menu, we use for keeping the information of our item in each particular model in our stock. And what is inside this menu? This menu is consist of the first one is raw material. The raw material itself can actually collect all the data or detail of itself to identify the item. For example, like ID, lot control, part name, and part name too if it's like more than one line, the part details, and the category, and also the subcategory. Not just that, we also have active and inactive mode function. And down there is a label part. It's a part file for just the label that we use for printing the label. And also at the right side, the detail we have is about the units of measure, pack size, the size of item, product life. Then come the vendor tab, so we can get the information from the vendor menu or the customer menu for the vendor tab and the customer tab. So as we show you now. And for all information we can have, we also can select the picture for customer, vendor, or any detail on this function as well. And when everything is clear, everything is already filled in the text box, so we can read and check all the information with all the pictures you have attached, so then you can save the file to confirm the detail. Then there would come the raw material. Then in this slide you will actually see the right side will show you the button of active and all. This is the function that you can see if whether the raw material is active or not. So then we can change by that active and inactive. Then the list will show you according to the setting. And the next one is the finished good. The finished good itself will slightly different with the raw material function. If we come and check inside of the product detail, it would actually show you actually almost the same on the window screen with the raw material, but at the part ID it will be the running, and it will not be the same number with the raw material. But the main difference is about the ingredients. The finished good will show you the data of the ingredient from the part number, lot, or whatever that come and mix together to become this finished good. So inside this feature you can usually change the QTY for that ingredient to make the finished good the size you want. And when everything is already checked correctly with the QTY or everything in FG mode, so you can check it all and save it to confirm that your information of ingredient in that page is already confirmed for that FG. So this system will actually control you for the BOM system, like for the small system, not a very big system or complicated system. And it also helps you working quicker and easier. The next one is about manage serial number. As we know that this software is print the label by serial, and the system print the label out. All printed data will be kept as a log files, so we can really come and check the transaction of printing label by the part ID, and it also shows you that the QTY balance. And in this menu, manage serial number, we will see the new serial/label button. This is used for printing more. And here comes the new part. It's about importing data. Import data is like they are import master from Excel, and also the template for import, which is shown in the window. This function is help you, for example, like template. It will help you to fill the data, for example, from XAP or something, and you can use that from the Excel to import instead of keying, like adding it one by one. So you can use an Excel file to import. And after we do make an Excel file with the template, so you can use that template to import that Excel file to the system by the button, and then we can select the type of the item we are adding. If it is finished goods, you select finished goods. If it is raw material, you select raw material. Then browse, find the file that we have saved, and if the information on the head of the table is correct, it will be matching with the software. So now we are already confirmed all the master data. So now we are going to start about the printing label in order to attach on the label on receive and issue. After we click at the print part label, then the software will show another smaller window for fulfill the information of the label to print. The top left part will be about product, which we call the product information. So there are part ID, product name, product code, customer code, vendor code, customer country, pack size. And at the below of the left, start from PO, is the dynamic data, which is always changed, even the same part number or the same product. So for example, like PO, vendor number, type, lot, reference number, date, date 2, remark 1, remark 2. Depend on the information of receiving. And here comes the top middle. It's about the QTY total. And the top right will preview the label after all information has filled in each particular text box, and it will show you the label and allow you to select the printer to print. So not just the printing function, we also can save that function as well. So then we can reprint later when your item is come. So here comes the technique how to use this. So we click on the button and come to select the part list. So we can check the part list we want to. So select one of your information that you need, even if it is for FG or RM or whatever. Select one of them. Then when we found the part and we select, the data will show out at the product and ready for you to key the new dynamic data as we have, like PO or vendor type, vendor number or whatever. So once we fill all data down in the text box at the top middle, the total QTY can be very special to look at, because it's the box and the box per the QTY per box. So that means the number you can play around with that. So maybe the box is like 2000 and the QTY per box is 1, or maybe you can try like 1 and QTY or per box is 2000 or whatever. But it will be calculated for you automatically. So in this case we will try with 520 QTY per box, and it will show you about the 3 boxes available. Then we can generate the data, so it will show up like 520, 520, 520 and 440 to fill up that the all amount is calculated for 2000. And then the system will display or preview the label at the right top for showing the sample. And at the preview window, if you are really want to see it clearly, you can double click on that and the picture will become like enlarger, so you can see the detail inside the label, design, format. So if everything on the preview is okay, so you can start to print it out or to save it, whatever you want. And then this is all about print label function. Here come about handy receive. In this case we use the same user ID and password with our stock control. in PC, so we use 11 as user and 11 as password. Then we press on the login to get into the software on the handheld. This system is actually based on Wi-Fi system. So then the handheld will connect itself to the server via Wi-Fi. After login, the program will show you on this pattern from the screen. So we actually have the menu like receive, return, taking, picking, move, confirm, check, and back. So here we come for the receive. Then we'll see the scanner will show the scan location inside the window page for the receive. And thinking about the printing label from the location, so we start scan the location first, and then we scan the product to cross check with it, like the scan the item and the location is already matching or not. And the highlight is about the picture in the scan location, the product location. Every time we press, it will refresh the database for the scan product. And every time we refresh on the scan location, at the picture, it will re-ask you about the location to scan again. So when after we scan finish, and we can check the database, the scan product to show on the screen, the system will still not receiving 100% completely, but the system need to confirm by the finish button at the bottom of the screen of the receive to confirm that this number is the QTY for receiving correctly. So then it will ask for confirmation. So if we press yes, so everything will be start for the receiving information. Previously, we used the software to receive the product on handy at the location, and then we would like to check the information of the scan on PC, whether it exists on the database or not. So we go on the inventory tab and go to the receive, so we will see the information it exists already from scanning. So we can double click for looking up the data and all detail. The data on the receive number, the system will be generating that one as unique data, and receive date is the data you are receiving. For vendor name and subtype, these are okay to leave it blank. And on the right side, there are 4 reference data to key in if you need some detail additional. As you see, we have scanned the data is from 2 locations, A1-1 and A11-1. The received QTY will appear at the right side. So if you want to know that where the location from the scanned data of the item, and in each location what serial is included, we can typically double click on the row that you need the information to show up. Then the software will show you another window to let you know that part number in shelf you need to know of how much quantity. And so in this, we actually can press the cancel as well. If you need, it's allowed to, in case you scan like wrong location, so we can cancel it. Then we press save. Then the receipt QTY will become 0 for both of them. Here comes the picking list making, the issue making. to issue the product out of the stock warehouse by just reserving, not 100% confirmed to cut out of the stock. So in physical, we are just prepare for the location that's ready to transport. So here we come to the issue menu. So we do press the add button. So the window display you another window for detail about issuing, as in the screen. The system will automatically generate issue number uniquely and the current date of issuing at issue date. Then the customer name. So we can also select from the customer master. The customer name is not required, so you can if you have no idea, so you don't have to key down as well. And then you select the SAP type, and if there are some more customer information, you can typically type there for the shipment number, customer number, delivery of date. So if you check out on the window, there are some product detail at the bottom left nearby with the save button and preview and another BOM tab. When we click on that, the middle screen will change the pattern for product detail for BOM. So starting with BOM. The BOM is actually used to select the raw material by the FG. In this case, we just select the FG and it will come with the ingredient of that FG, so you can basically understand and know the information of raw material in that FG. So in this case, we select the item and then we select the QTY about 10. So then we got information like this. But on the other hand, if we press on the button of the product detail, it will display you like this. It will basically generate the information with a different vision. So basically we know that this FG need how much of each particular raw material as an ingredient to make the FG. As we know that we pick the P00001, then the system tells you that you need to find the raw material for P00001 and P00002 as a raw material for making P00001. So then we try on selecting the finished good instead of the raw material. So we click on the finished good directly. In this case, it will be just only finished good that already have in the stock. So it will not be the expected FG to make by request the raw material to do, but it will be the finished product in the stock. So in this case, if we know that the balance of that FG already has, and then we can try to pick up some of them. For example, in this case, we select like 1000 out of 1480, then we press select, so it will come like on the screen show. Then when everything already make the picking list, we are now going to print the picking list for the stockman. So then we press preview button at the bottom of the left side. So they will automatically generate the picking list for you, for the stockman to shop their request item under this picking list. And as it shows in the picking list, the number 1 and the number 2 will actually no idea about the information and the part because it's just expected to print. So it needs to find some raw material as ingredients. But the number 3 it directly finished goods, so we can generally find that finished good in the system, in the database right now, so that we can directly use that number instead of the both two top are needed for the production before. So then we can print out this report picking list, and then we're gonna get the picking list for the stockman to shop the item, the raw material, and the FG correctly. After the picking list were printed out, so on handheld, we usually focus on picking function and use this function to perform the picking process. When you are in the picking screen, the system will require your scan document picking list. So we will scan the barcode on the picking list. After scan, the screen will display the information from picking list on the software on handy. So we can know the item and also know the scanned QTY and the request QTY from the plan. And here we would like to show you, demonstrate you as one location test. As example, assume that we were in the location which we know because it already show on the picking list, so we can just scan it as we got A1-1 as the location. And then we pick up the item as we our request on the plan and scan it. And if it is matching, it will be add up for the scanned QTY. And if there's some duplicate data, the software will show you the error message. As we know, I have scanned twice time for 2 barcodes correctly. So we can notice that in the box table, there is nothing add up for the data QTY. This case, we can place the picture screen like a database at the right side of the scan product text box. Then the QTY will be displayed. After that, press the finish to save and confirm again with yes. This is mean we finished picking process, and the action in physical item we actually can move to the temporary area for the logistic. After we have scanned the item in the warehouse for issuing from picking list, so now the product is not cut out of stock now, but we are able to check that what we have scanned or what we have not scanned yet. So next, it's all about logistics. We need to deliver the product after all the item has been picked and the picking has been scanned to confirm. And now the item will be at the temporary area, waiting for the logistic department to handle. This time we would actually use the confirm button to proceed the confirm operation for loading on the trucks according to the order as a double check. After come to the confirm display window on handy, then the system will require the picking list number to scan. So we use the current picking list we have to scan again. So after scan, the system will show the balance, the remain, the request, on the plan about the QTY by each particular item. So you can see the item, which one is already done. And in this menu, we don't need to scan another time for the location label. It will be picking list and the attached barcode on the item only to confirm in each particular box to load on the truck. So here you can scan the item. And after finish, you can press the finish button to finish and confirm again to finish the process. After we scan confirm the picking list or using the delivery function, and after we scan the stock check for all the stock, we can basically see what we have scanned inside for the delivery information. Then we can find the delivery number and the information or the relative data on that delivery number. Here comes the stock taking function on handy. This function is used to check the current stock from system and in physical. Press the taking button. After that, the system will let us scan the scan location that we would actually need to count the item on that location. After finish scan the location, then we can scan the item in that location for checking the stock on that location properly. And after you scan for a while and there's some duplicate data, so you will get this message. You can scan without worry about duplicating. And after scan finish, the system will display the information we need to know from this location for taking. And now we can know that how many in the system and in the current, what we have, how much quantity of this item is located in this A1 that one. So we can check all the data, and after we scan finish, we just press at the finish button to confirm finish the process, and confirm by press as yes again to confirm. So all the scanned data will be saved and confirmed already. After spending time using receiving, issuing, and delivering, we are now need to check the stock current, the balance of the stock. So we are in the stock taking function. In here we have stock taking submenu, we have adjust stock. Under the stock taking, start with stock taking. At the search pan, we have form date and to date. So it typically is the date that you are scanning. Later we select the period of the taking stock. Then the right hand side will display you the scan and not scan information. And it will show that that product ID is already scanned for how much. With it show that the taking QTY is 1,480, stock QTY 0, diff QTY is 140,080. And also the other model, it show that the taking stock is 0. That means we did not scan any stock taking in physical, so it still remain in stock QTY. And next you will see the tab Under the stock taking page, it shows you an incorrect location tab. So after we click that, it will show you information of the item that are leaving wrong location. So this function you can check whether your item is stay or leave in the correct location or not. If it is not, so you can physically move it and change the data. And the next tab is didn't scan. It's a tab that shows that which model, which part that were not scanned yet. And the last one, it shows about the record of the scanned detail on the last tab. Just for the moment in the database, so let's take a step back. At the didn't scan, we have some point to focus. Adjust out. You see the right button near the export button. In this case, if there are some information leaving in the didn't scan, and also it didn't leave itself at the incorrect location, so it means it doesn't leave like wrong location, but the item is not in the stock, so the adjust button will help you this case. Then the system will create the adjust stock new serial to keep in the database. And then the miss request in stock taking will disappear automatically, and we can come back to adjust stock function to check whether it still remain or not, and then you will see it disappear. So in this case, sometimes we can catch the information that is already sold from the database, or maybe it's a wrong picking making, so it means we can really like delete it as well. So we also can press the button delete in order to delete that line about auto adjust to make the current stock like become properly correct. So of course we need to move the location for the items. So here comes the menu function on the handy for move location of the item. So on handheld we have a move button, so let's place at the move button. After we get into the move function, the system will ask for the current location of that item. So then let's scan the data for the current location and also scan the product that we need to move to other location. Here comes the error message to remind you that the item is not in your location. So it suggests you for A1 that one. That means you have to move to A1 that one instead of A10 that one. That your scan as current. So we go back and scan the current location again, which is the A1 that one, and then scan the product that we really want to move. So then we will get information list as one row, and we actually know the current location. And in this part we really want to move it right to another location. So let's check about the two green button below. So we have next all and next. Next all is about moving the whole item to one single location, and next is just move it separately. So this case, we need to move all. That means we press that next all and confirm yes again. Here will be the request for the new location scan. Then the system will ask you again that you really want to move it all to the location A10-1. After press yes, it will be moved to that location for all. And next, we would like to move more than one location. We start at current location and then we scan the products. As before, this time we will scan twice time for the product to keep on the list. Then we place at next and the system will ask you to confirm. So the first one, we really want to move it to A1.1. So we scan the location and we scan that product again in order to move it. And also we try another location as well and scan the product again to move it to another location. Then all the list is disappear. That means there are no on hand temporary item that we want to move on our system. So if everything okay, we just confirm moving and all will be moved successfully. When we will scan the item to move from one location to another location, so now we can see that which item we already moved to another location or what item we have done that. As first, we select the time, date and time range to find the proper number. So the system will show that where is the first location and where is the current location it moved. Or not just only for that, you can basically double click to see the history of moving this item as well. And then the detail will show you up after you double click, and then you will see that the in quantity, out quantity, who are the scan user, and other information detail. So this function can be traced back to all transactions. So here comes the last menu on the handy. Is a check function. After we get into the function, the system will ask you to scan the second product. So you have to scan the product. And after you scan, all the blank space below will show you an information for that product, which is the current status of that product. For example, like part code, serial number, part name, lot location, balance is what information you need on the screen. This is the benefit when you already separate the item on the stock and you already deliver to customer, but the information in the system doesn't change. So you can visually check again that it is the same with the physical or not. Or we see the item is located in the different location that it could be living there. So we can use this function to check as well. Then press back and confirm to go back. The next menu is the stock report. Inside here, at the left hand side, the system will show you the stock balance, basic menu for user. In current, we are 9 menu. We will start with the first menu, stock balance. It will show you the current stock. In the report, you can see the location, the balance, the UOM, the relative data of that item, which this report we can trace back by select the date back to find the item information its relative data. So we can see a very variety of the information. Then this function also can do some filter on the search. And typically in the left hand side, there are checkbox. So we usually can check it out for some detail that if we don't need, we can just check it out. So the information will be just the part you really want to see it. So the next one is the item by date report. This will show you the remain QTY as the before and the receive and the total. That is the receive and before some data. And also issue out, average and delivery QTY. Also the balance in the stock right now, which is separated by part ID during the 3-month range of the date. So you will see that information for 2 records. The next one talking about transaction report. The transaction report. After key the date from to for the range of time, it will show you the information as a list. The information will show that who working on which part, issuing, receiving, moving, whatever. And the next one we come to search about transaction by serials. So we basically key down the serial number to search all the transactions of that serial number. And the next one is the location report. So it will show you about the amount balance in that location, how much boxes, the part ID, balance QTY properly or not, and you can basically generate the report in detail for each part number for you to check whether it's correct or not. Here come the next one, weight delivery pick. This is about already picked in the warehouse and ready to transport, but it's not yet transporting. The information with the relative data will show on the list below here. So in this sample we have no data. So let's move to the serial in stock. This function will show all the serial in the system in the stock, and we can find from the serial number column. For example, we copy this and press on the transaction by serial. So it will show that this serial has been received on 4. About 40,000 received. The next one is expire report. It's a report of expire. It will tell you about which item is almost expired in this database. Under the rate remain minus 51, it means it's over 51 day of expiration. The next one come with the min max stock. The min max stock. This will show you about the minimum information of the stock by that item or the maximum or something. We can visually see the stock for this kind of minimized or maximized QTY as well. Here come the view history. So we can use this one to check the database, especially not the current database, it also can be checking. That means we can back up the old database. So it means that we can prevent the slow operation on the server and the CPU, because we can back up the file and move to another database, and this history can be pointing out to other database instead of stay the same database and make the system become slower and slower. So if you want to make from admin side only, just go to the option and database management. So we all can do the database backup, restore database, and cut database. So backup is to backup, and the backup one can be restored by the restore database when you really want to restore back, and the cut one is the function to cut or stop, and then we'll make a history until that particular moment for confirming that you need to cut it here. The view history menu under the report. These functions we use to check the history of printing back to the first time. The ability of the system can be restore and back up the file and move to another location database to make the current one still go fast, quick enough, and prevent the problem of the server slow. So there is some way that admin can manage this software about backing up database, restoring database, and cut database. We usually use cut data to tell the time that we need to stop the database until here as a backup, and the system will tell you that if you want to confirm the data from the previous until now will be moved to another database, and it will be deleted from the current database. And if you really want to see it, to look up information, you can use the view history to look up. So if it is back available for the system, it will show you the window that you have to select the database names, and it will show you as a date of cut data for the database name. After we select the function main menu, which is changed by function a little bit as we're showing you. Within this function, you will see that the system cannot be edit or delete anything with no search or lookup, and export is only. After we try making the time range and then we search for the database, So we can completely check every information, but we cannot do any change